Welcome to Lakers Roundtable. I'm Mark Medina with the Los Angeles Lakers blog, and the Lakers are entering training camp for the 2011-12 season with lots of uncertainty, lots of storylines, and to do that, former Laker and 710 ESPN radio analyst Mychal Thompson joins us to dive into all those issues. Mychal, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure, Mark. Good to be here.
Well, we all know the big news. The Lakers traded Lamar Odom, 2012 second-round draft pick, to the Dallas Mavericks. They get a first-round pick and an $8.9 million trade exception. What do you make of this deal?
We're in trouble. Unless there's another major shoe to drop here, and soon, the Lakers are in trouble because Lamar Odom was essential to the Lakers getting back to the finals and getting their title back, and he was an important part to the Lakers winning 2 titles in a row as anybody on this team. He's just so versatile, so talented. This is a major, major loss to the Lakers, losing him, not only because of his talent, but because of the young man he is. He was such a good presence in the locker room, a good leader, and a sounding board for players that this is a major, major omission or subtraction by the Lakers, and there must be something else going on. That's all I can think of.
Well, how much confidence do you have that there is something else going on?
I'm pretty confident. Obviously, everybody is talking about the possible addition of Dwight Howard coming from the Magic, but that's not going to happen unless Dwight Howard makes it happen. And if the Lakers are going to stay the way they are right now with what they have, that's fine. They've got enough players to compete for a championship, but to win a championship, they desperately need someone to come in here, not as good as Lamar, but almost as good to replace him.
Is there any scenario, you mentioned obviously Dwight Howard has to want to come here, but as far as what the Lakers would put together, what realistically do you think the Lakers could do to get him?
Well, the only thing that makes sense is if Orlando wants to get a young stud or heck of a player back, and obviously it's Bynum. He's the biggest trade bait that they have. To me, he's the second best center in basketball. So if the Magic were interested in replacing the hole in the middle, then he's the obvious choice.
Now, I was reading all of the different reports, some coming from our outlets, some coming from others, and as much of a loss as the Lamar Odom trade is, there's some arguments or explanations coming from the Lakers and that they felt justified. And I wanted to read all the different things and wanted to see what your take on what might be valid and what isn't. So I'm just going to go down the line. The fact that Lamar requested a trade, he's entering his 13th season. There might be concerns he won't be able to take care of his body. Lamar wouldn't be able to shake the feeling of being disappointed from knowing the Lakers tried to trade them in that deal that involved getting Chris Paul. He'll be distracted with all the reality TV attention with Khloe Kardashian. Andrew Bynum's in better health and is able to take on a larger role. Which ones do you think are legit and which are you think are unfounded?
The one that steps out the most to me, or stands out the most to me, is Lamar asking to be traded because his heart was broken, or he felt like since he was on the trading block and they wanted to trade him, they may as well go ahead and trade him because he lost the desire to play here. That's what it sounds like. Sometimes when a guy is traded and the trade falls through, they just lose the emotional attachment. They say, well, they don't want me around, and since they don't want me around, they may as well send me someplace else. I think that is the main thing that happened. I don't think it's anything else, lack of talent or his diminishing skills or anything like that. I just think his heart was broken, and Lamar is a sensitive guy.
Right, but I mean, Lamar has been through a lot in his life, losing his grandmother, his mother at an early young age, and then his child at a young age. I mean, how do you think he would have handled that disappointment in terms of shaking off had he stayed on?
He would have never gotten over it. I've never gotten over it having to leave the Lakers not under my own terms. I wasn't a player the caliber of Lamar is, but I remember when the Lakers decided they didn't need me anymore. It hurts because this is different. When you play for the Lakers, it's different than playing for any other franchise because it's the Lakers. It's the most prestigious franchise, along with the Yankees probably in all of team sports in this country. So when you get a chance to play here, you never want to leave it. And I'm sure that's how he felt too, especially when he still has a lot more basketball to give.
Now, take me through your, experience. What was your reaction when you first heard about, the fact that they're might part ways with you?
Well, it hurts because I was 35, 36 at the time, but I still thought I had 2 or 3 good years left in me as a backup. And I was looking forward to finishing my career here. But I understand trades are a part of the team, no matter who you are, except maybe a few exceptions, of course, like the Jordans and Magic Birds, the Kobe's, players like that, will never get traded or should never get traded. But everybody else, you're susceptible to getting traded. But still, you think you're doing everything you can to stay here, to keep showing management you're still going to be a productive player, yet they decide to move you on. And like I said, I've been traded before from Portland to San Antonio to the Lakers, but when you become a Laker, it's like you want to be here forever. And so it really disappoints you when it's time for you, and you know the time is up and you have to leave. It really is disappointing.
We're speaking with former Laker Mychal Thompson, who's also the Lakers radio analyst on 710 ESPN. We'll dive more into the Lakers. I wanted to know, you recently partnered with Radio Flag. I was wondering if you can just explain how you got involved with them.
Well, Radio Flag is a sort of like a social network of radio where all of us talk show geeks and we all listen to talk shows. It doesn't have to be sports talk, but it can be some kind of talk show genre that you enjoy listening to, whether it's political or about gardening or anything you want to listen to. It's fun to log on to Radio Flag, and it's free, and basically you can access any radio station around the country and listen to what you want to listen to, and then sort of connect with other listeners who enjoy your tastes and share your views and criticisms with them, and sort of connect and let everybody know what you listen to, what your likes and dislikes are about certain programs or certain radio hosts. So it's a lot of fun. It's like like Facebook or radio.
Right. So what sort of new shows have you started listening to since using that app?
Favorite shows from around the country is what I do, So I listen to radio hosts from Florida to California, and that's what makes it so good to have an app like your phone or your iPad.
Now, back to the Lakers. You talked about the identity the Lakers lose with Odom's absence, with his versatility, the locker room presence. You add all that stuff up in the short term with how this team is constructed right now. How do they go about filling all those gaps that they're missing from him?
Well, they still got the main core of Kobe, Gasol, and Bynum. And if those 3 guys can stay healthy and play at the levels we're accustomed to playing, if Andrew Bynum can achieve an all-star level here now and be the all-star center in the West, which he should be, and the rest of the role players do their jobs, this team will still compete for the Western Conference Finals. There's no question about that. The toughest competition will be Dallas. Now they have Lamar. And also, of course, Oklahoma City is going to be right there. And, we got to watch out for those Clippers, too, because if they get their hands on Chris Paul, they're going to be a threat to the Lakers. But this team can still compete for the Western Conference Finals with the way they have it now, despite the loss of Lamar. It's just that it's going to be much, much harder without him.
Right, and the Lakers are 13 days from their season opener, Christmas Day, against the Chicago Bulls, and I guess we all presume there might be some more changes before that happens. But should there not be any changes, the Lakers enter that season opener without Andrew Bynum for the first 5 games because he delivered that forearm blow to J.J. Barea in Game 4 of the NBA playoffs last year in the Western Conference semifinals. How do they go about filling all that? Because Lamar obviously can't be put in the starting lineup with that anymore.
Yeah, the good thing about that is even though they're going to be without Andrew Bynum for the first 5 games, 4 of them are in Staples Center. They'll be a little short-handed without Lamar and Bynum, but being at home should help things a little bit, the familiarity of being at home, the support of the Laker fans. So even though they're going to be without those guys for the first 5, I still expect them to go 4-1, 5-0. You know me, the eternal optimist.
Oh, wow. 4-1 or 5-0?
4-1 at least. I mean, they open up against Chicago. That'll be tough. Go to Sac. Sac's a sort of a revamped team. They can win up there. The Lakers always play well in Sacramento. And then they come in for Utah, the Knicks, and Denver. All winnable games as long as Kobe and Gasol and not Bynum, but Kobe and Gasol lead the way. And those 2 guys are definitely capable of doing that.
Right. As the current roster is constructed at this point, what should their starting lineup be?
Well, let's see. Obviously, you're going to have Powell at center. A small forward lead, world peace, Kobe and Fish in the backcourt, and that 4th spot right now is up for grabs because without Bynum, and who's going to play next to Powell is going to be some unnamed or unknown rookie, maybe a Malcolm Thomas, like someone like that will take advantage of all these veteran absences and make the team. So that 4 spot right now is up for grabs. Whoever wants it, or maybe Mike Brown will go with world peace at 4, and maybe Luke Walton at small forward. He's got different options to do, so we just got to wait and see.
Yeah, is Matt Barnes in that mix too, or?
Well, Matt's good coming off the bench. You know, he's one of those kind of guys who comes off the bench and likes to instigate on both ends of the floor.
Now, with all this stuff going on, it's not just the Lamar Odom trade. They have a new coaching staff with Mike Brown. They're also coming off just the disappointment, or at least controversy, with the NBA nixing the Chris Paul deal. There's uncertainty what Powell's future looks like. How the Lakers need to go about just handling all this?
Well, they're professionals. That's one thing. This team is very experienced. These guys have been deep in the playoffs, so if anybody can handle the adjustments and the time to get used to each other, it's a veteran team like the Lakers. So they'll be shorthanded, but these guys are experienced, and they'll rely on their experience to carry them through these tough times to start the season.
Right. Now, with all this being said, with Lamar Odom's absence and all that, you still sound fairly optimistic in terms of the potential they have in doing that.
Yeah.
Besides their championship experience and obvious talent level, what else is keeping you optimistic?
I think the new system, when guys have to play under a new system, a new coach, a new voice is being heard in the locker room, it gives you a fresh start, a new outlook on things. And I think they won't be sort of caught in a rut. They'll be excited about seeing what they can do under Mike Brown. So I think that's going to help a veteran team like the Lakers, who maybe need to hear a different voice in the locker room.
That being said, we'll end this on one last note. With Lamar Odom leaving, I think one of the things that people who cover the team are going to miss is just his presence. I mean, all accounts show, and my personal experience validates it as well, is that he was just a great guy to work with and very humble and very down-to-earth and genuine. What's your favorite memory just working with him?
Just to see how he interacts with his fans, traveling with the team and seeing Lamar out in public, with no cameras around, just seeing how nice and accessible he is to everybody. Yeah, the guys, along with Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, some of the nicest, most cordial players you'll ever run into. Very, very approachable, and I just like the way he just made himself available and approachable to all the fans. Didn't act as if he was some kind of superstar and standoffish and keeping the fans away. He embraced Laker fans and basketball fans all around the country wherever he went, and just to see that kindness in a young man like Lamar, I'll miss that.
Those are the thoughts of former Laker and 710 ESPN radio analyst Mychal Thompson. Mychal, thanks a lot for your time. We'll see you soon.
Okay, well, you bet.